In this video, we will go through the output presets available in the Designer module. To access output presets, simply click on File, Print Presets, and click on Output Creation Settings. When accessing the Output Preset dialog, you can either use an existing configuration or create a new one, as I will do in this video. At the bottom of the screen, you will see that the output preset can be linked to a job creation preset. So selecting it will mean that we can use that job preset's metadata fields in order to generate additional output information. The output presets will determine the format of the output of your job or document. The very first option that you must select is the actual technology used to output. By default, only generic PDF is selected. This one is appearing because I've used this computer before. You can select and modify the list of available technologies by clicking on that gear icon and clicking on Edit Available Printers, and this will show you a list of the included printer definitions that we ship with the application. So if I check generic PCL and I click on OK, I can then select this option. As you can see, selecting various printer technologies may change options inside of the UI, as for example, this threshold system is only for PCL and perhaps other technologies. Another option is to import definitions. By going to the help.objectiflune.com website, you can click on PDC/HCF. PDC files, or printer definition files, are the actual driving force behind the print technology support. So I have the ability to select and download specific printer definition files, which I can then select and open. They are then made available to the output presets, and this will give you specific abilities inside of the output. Next is where you actually want to send the output. I will actually select a generic PDF and prompt for file name because I actually want to have the ability to view the output as a demonstration. There are specific options in others, for example, outputting to specific folders. The documentation will cover all of these when you hit F1 on your keyboard or go to help.objectiflune.com. Let me click on some of these options in order to demonstrate a few basic features of the output presets. First off, imposition. So imposition is the ability to output multiple records on the same page, and our imposition options are fairly thorough. First off, the final media size, so you determine the actual size of the page selected on the printer. Then you can select how many actual pages, how many records you want to show. This nifty image here shows you how the output will look like for the first front of the first page. So you can change things like the page order, you can add crop marks, and all of these things will be reflected in the output. Next up is separation option. So you can tell the printer to separate the output into specific places or with a specific number of pages. Separation in most printers will mean that the printer will treat it as separate jobs. In some cases, may help with generating proper output. Another important option is jog. In some printers, jobs mean that, for example, a document set will be on the left, then the printer shifts to the right and generates a stack that is split between left and right. Next up is the additional content. This is a powerful way to add specific things to your output that are not inside your actual template, which means that you can affect multiple different templates or document in the same way, regardless of what is the content of that document. So one thing you can add is text. For example, technical information about the job that would be printed at the bottom. You can add specific metadata fields which are based on the job preset metadata fields that we added. You can also add some other information in here and even conditionally add that information. You can add images, for example, overwriting a logo or adding a specific copyright information at the bottom. The other thing you can do is add additional barcodes, which is separate from generating folder inserter output. We'll see that in the next dialog, but can be used to additionally add information to the document, again, regardless of the content of the template itself. So these are separated by barcodes, of which there are a few various ones. And all of these, again, can have variable data inside of them and various conditions applied to the text. Now for the folder inserter options. First off, the software does not come with HCF files. So coming back to the Resource Center, at the bottom of the PDC HCF section, there are a couple of folder inserters that you can download the configuration. And once it's downloaded, you can open this HCF and it will provide additional options. Now, without going through each of these options, which are properly documented, it is sufficient to say that you can set up exactly where you want these OMRs to appear, depending on the actual setup of your output, and also depending on the folder inserter technology and limitations. For instance, the pink area is determined by the HCF as being the exact area into which you can add the HCF marks, where the folder inserter will be able to read them. Finally, there is specifically for the PDF option, you can select the type of PDF that you want to output, so the various technologies. You can also add digital signatures, which are a security added on top of PDFs. So you can add actual security keys into the software to generate your PDF output and confirm and prove that it does come from you. Once you have selected all the options of your output preset, you can simply save them using a name and description. And that is it for presenting the output presets inside of Designer.